Hello again, YouTube. It's Picks on the Bluff for the NCAA Week 2 picks. I'm, Carson Mark Reed. Due to technical difficulties, Sam is not going to be joining me this week either. We had it recorded, but our feedback during the recording just kind of screwed the recording up, so I'm doing it by myself, and maybe next week he'll be able to join us. So let's go ahead and get to talking about the picks and whatnot. But first we will go over the rankings. We had 33 instead of 34 games, seeing as the LA Tech and I think it's LA Tech, yeah, and a Texas A&M game was postponed until October sometime. So of the 34 games, tied for first is Annette, Todd, and Sam Sprout, who should have been joining me, who got all but one right. Tied for third, me and John Todd, who got all but two right. Fourth is Bobby Sprout, who got 30 right, and last, Matt, who got 29 right. So he started out last again last year, and he started in the middle. Let's see what happens this week, because there's a lot of people picking. Well, not really people picking against each other, because this is. I said last week was a cupcake week. This is really the cupcake week for the ranked teams, but let's go ahead look at these picks, shall we? West Kentucky at number 1, Alabama, as they should be number 1, because after that domination over Michigan, who can say that they're not number 1? Alabama is going to pound West Kentucky and send them back to Kentucky. Number 2, USC at Syracuse. The overranked, overhyped team of USC will, beat Syracuse. Syracuse, I lost track of what I was saying. They either won by 1 at the end of the game of their game, or they lost by 1. I can't remember, but Syracuse isn't going to beat USC. Number 4, Fresno. I'm trying to get ahead of myself, folks. Washington at number 3, LSU. This is a little bit of an interesting game. Washington has had a live tiger at each of their practices this week to try to get in ready for the tiger roar at LSU. It's not going to be enough though, because LSU is still they're going to beat them again. Well, not again, but they're going to beat them single-handedly. Arm tied behind their back, yada yada yada. Fresno State at number 4, Oregon. Oregon will win even with those ugly duckling uniforms. Florida A&M at number 5, Oklahoma. You got to go with the Sooners here. It's, Florida A&M wasn't even on our sheets last week, so let's go ahead. Savannah State, who got beat by Oklahoma State 84-0 last week, at number 6, Florida State. This is going to be not a tight one. Florida State might actually beat them better than Oklahoma State did. Maybe this might be a 100-point game for Florida State, because Florida State is just that good. We will have to see. Number 7, Georgia at Missouri. This was a tough one for me to pick. Georgia, after that performance Georgia did against Buffalo, it was kind of ugly. But I went ahead and picked Georgia. Maybe they'll get their act together. Mark Richt will shift them boys up, and they will get their SEC opener against Missouri. Number 8, Arkansas at LA Monroe. This is going to be a no-brainer. Arkansas wins it bad. East Carolina at South Carolina, who is number 9, which they barely beat Vanderbilt in the season opener of everybody. I'm picking South Carolina because, it's East Carolina, but if East Carolina does somehow pick off an upset, I'll take it. Let's see. Number 11, Michigan State at Central Michigan. It's just another in-state rivalry, and seeing as how Michigan State pretty much beat up on Boise State, Michigan State will win. Ball State at Clemson's home opener, and Clemson is number 12 after beating Auburn in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. After installing that new 80-foot Jumbotron in Death Valley, I think Clemson will get a win. Number 13, Wisconsin at Oregon State. Oregon State Beavers, I don't think will beat Wisconsin here, so we'll see a Wisconsin win. The University of Central Florida at number 14 Ohio State. One thing I gotta say, everybody has been big on that one-handed catch the Ohio State man did. I've seen plenty of those catches. It's not that big. He just made a good catch. It's pretty much the quarterback's fault for throwing it that high. But Ohio State will win this one. Central Florida, I'm sorry. You gotta go back south. Austin Peay at Virginia Tech, who's number 15. Virginia Tech almost gave away their ACC opener against Georgia Tech last Monday night. They'll get in shape for this one. I mean, it's Austin Peay. Who's going to lose to Austin Peay? Although, heck, I don't like Virginia Tech, so I might as well see him lose. But I'm picking Virginia Tech. Number 16, Nebraska at UCLA. Nebraska will get the win. New Mexico at number 17, Texas. Texas was a good game last week. They're going to win. Number 18, Oklahoma State at Arizona. After putting on 84 points on Savannah State, I don't think Arizona is going to be that big of a problem for them. Now, here's the big one. Air Force at number 19, Michigan. Can Michigan come off that, beat down off of Alabama? That's going to be the question. Air Force might actually pull another upset. Well, Air Force might possibly could pull off an upset. Hey, let's see it, but I'm picking Michigan here. They'll come off that loss and get a win to go 1-1. Grambling State at number 20, TCU. Either TCU didn't play last week or they're just not getting in the top 25. And I'm picking TCU to win the game. Miami of Florida at number 21, Kansas State. This is my upset of the week. Miami of Florida played a great game against Boston College. Didn't get to see it because I don't get Miami U where I live. But I gotta pick Miami of Florida to upset Kansas State. As I said, Miami of Florida played a great game against Boston College, and I haven't seen what Kansas State can do. So hopefully this upset alert won't let me down like Boise State did last week. Purdue at number 22, Notre Dame, who went all the way to Ireland just to blow out whoever they were playing. I didn't even, I was up at 10:30. I didn't care to watch it. I knew they were going to blow out somebody, but Notre Dame's going to win this game too. Missouri State at number 23, Louisville. Louisville beat up on Kentucky. They're in a state rivalry, and so they're going to beat Missouri State, I think. Now, number 24, Florida at Texas A&M. I'm going to pick two big upset alerts this week. I think Texas A&M will beat Florida. The way Florida barely just won against Bowling Green did not show me what I wanted to see. Texas A&M, who didn't get to play, is still fresh, ready to play. They put up that big sign in Texas saying they're the cleanest SEC school out there. Well, show it to me on the field. I want you to beat Florida. Beat Florida. Duke at number 25, Stanford to end off the ranked teams. Got to pick Stanford. Duke, as I always say, is a cupcake. So Stanford wins it. Time for quick picks. The unranked ACC SEC games left. Starting off with North Carolina State at Connecticut. Can't go against. Even though I shouldn't pick North Carolina State after what they did last week after getting blown out by Tennessee. I'm still going to pick them against Connecticut. Maryland at Temple. I'm going with Temple. Maryland just beat William & Mary 7-6, and that was in the fourth quarter. Just, Temple. I'm thinking Temple will beat Maryland. Penn State at Virginia. Going with Virginia. Didn't like the way Penn State played after the first half. So Virginia's going to win this one. Maine at Boston College. Don't pick Boston College, but I'm picking Boston College to win this one. North Carolina at Wake Forest, both these ACC openers. Going with North Carolina here. It always seems like North Carolina's the better team in this North Carolina rivalry. And Presbyterian at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech still can run that triple offense, triple option very well. So I think they'll pass by Presbyterian very well, very easily. Auburn at Mississippi State, SEC opener for Auburn. Auburn will win it, coming off that loss from Clemson. Georgia State, Tennessee, seeing as Tennessee killed North Carolina State, Tennessee is going to kill Georgia State. UTEP, Ole Miss, you got to go with Ole Miss, man. Kent State and Kentucky, maybe Kentucky can get their first win, we'll see. And finally, to end everything off, Vanderbilt and Northwestern. You can't go against the SEC with Vanderbilt, so let's go with Vanderbilt, seeing as they almost beat South Carolina too. I'm done. That's it. That's the NCAA. Maybe next week we'll have Sam. I will have this computer with me to make sure we do. So I will see you guys later. Curse Mark Reed, out.